Joining us live now for his analysis is media consultant and now friend of our show, Mohit Rajhans. Mohit, always a pleasure to chat with you. Let's start with this. I'm very curious. How does Toronto rank as a tech hub, both culturally and commercially, when you compare us to other cities on the world stage?
Well, most of the reporting is that we are ranked top 10. So other than London, San Francisco, and Shenzhen, Toronto is definitely a hub for a couple of different things. We attract talent from around the world, and we've actually got a history of innovation. But the truth is, over the past 18 months to 2 years, we've sort of felt this void in the Toronto scene, this idea that Collision was moving and these big tech conferences might not consider Toronto a big reason or a big hub. So seeing TO Tech Week actually spring up is really good timing.
Yeah. And, why is Toronto Tech Week critical, especially now that Collision has been relocated? And what kind of big players that we mentioned? I mean, there's a few that we should be watching for, as well as product reveals.
Yeah, and this is what I like about this. This is more decentralized. Something like Collision used to be a little bit more of the rock star thing. So you'd have sort of the outsider talking about tech, and it became really a big rock concert type environment. This is decentralized. So I went to a Salesforce event last night, and it was a wonderful event just for Salesforce people. So you don't have to necessarily sit through a bunch of keynotes about how somebody found this great new invention. It's if you like healthcare, or if you like climate change, or if you like artificial intelligence, there's something for you at TO Tech Week that not only explores how rich and amazing Toronto is when it comes down to talent, but also what the opportunities are for the future.
Yeah, and Mohit, you talked about all these various areas of interest, but how does a week-long festival like Toronto Tech Week kind of bridge that gap between, startup companies and everyday Torontonians? Why should the everyday person like me or Nick kind of care about something like this?
Well, that's a good point. I mean, on one hand, you do see a lot of product announcements, and it becomes a little bit of a hoopla thing. And do you go to this event or do you go to that event? But if you're networking in the business, if you're from the Toronto side of things, tech is a very big industry. It's not just about one thing or another. So you might be interested in what and how technology is going to affect your kids in the future, and that's why you would attend certain TO Tech events. But somebody else who's networking and hoping for what the future of work looks like, this becomes very important. I think the other thing to remember here, Jen, is that technology has such an impact on so many different lives. Our healthcare sector is being impacted by this. Our sciences sector has a big impact. Toronto isn't just one thing, but if we don't start bringing together more technology companies and like-minded people, what we're going to see is this disparity and brain drain where people are going to leave this city for other opportunities.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've been throughout history. We talk about a nuclear arms race. Now it seems like there's this tech AI race to get ahead and to get caught up. But in terms of AI, what kind of safeguards in terms of privacy and governance do we have to look at from the perspective of, keeping our kids safe, our citizens safe?
Yeah, Jen, to be honest with you, that conversation, there's two conversations I haven't seen enough of at TO Tech Week right now, which is how do we make sure that we are building systems to accommodate more of a diverse workforce? We have more female leadership in place, and we have more attracting of different types of voices when it comes down to building AI. And the second thing is there's not a lot of government at the table at this conference. So I haven't seen the conversation about where regulation fits into people within the Toronto tech scene. But what I have seen is a lot of optimism. So if you are curious about how technology fits into your career and your life, this is a good week to go out and explore in Toronto.
Yeah, or try to figure out what jobs technology can potentially take away from your career. I was just at a golf simulator place, and they've completely relied on just, a lock door. There's no person working there. So that's another interesting topic. Maybe we'll explore with you later. Media consultant Mohit Rajhans, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy Toronto Tech Week. I know you're going to be participating in some of that. Appreciate your time.
Cheers. Take care.
Thank you.